and that is Anthony Pettis and Alex Morono. How'd you feel about this one?
Yeah, it was dope. Morono came in with an excellent game plan. He went with the RDA blueprint to heavy wrestle, grapple, fuck Pettis, which was very effective in the first round. Took him down, held him down, beat him up on the ground. Definitely won the first round. But he got tired and he was not able to replicate that in rounds 2 and 3 and got beat up on the feet. Pettis looks good. Pettis still looks good. For the position that he is in his career, I kind of I group him with guys like Cerrone, kind of in terms of like where they are in their career. But in all honesty, Cerrone's probably a bit further than Pettis. A guy like Pettis, I think it's the times that he really gets messed up is usually it's like a mental lapse, you know. And I'm like, man, some of these fights, like the Tony Ferguson fight. I mean, after this fight, he was calling for that rematch, and I'm like, man, right now Pettis might beat Tony Ferguson, honestly. Um, like Pettis could totally be a player in the top 10 at lightweight or welterweight. I mean, he has a knockout win over the guy that fought the main event on this very card. So yeah, I was super impressed with Pettis. I always loved Pettis. But that being said, I fully expect this to be his last fight in the UFC. Ariel hinted at it pretty hard on his show today, saying that he doesn't think it's a lock for Bellator. That the other one, PFL, is also on the table, playing for him really hard right now. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, the phrase that comes to mind, actually drugs come to mind when I think of Anthony Pettis and his MMA journey. The phrase chasing the dragon, I think it refers to a certain powdered drug.
Mm-hmm.
And the story of Anthony Pettis, to me, very much um, success in MMA is elusive. It's like Pettis is only 33, right? He's not. We mention him with the Aldos and the Cerrones and these guys, but well, actually, Aldo is kind of in the same boat that Pettis is in. They've just been in the game so long.
Started so young.
Started so young, and so yeah, they're 32, 33, 34, and they're being grouped in with guys like Cerrone and Ferguson who are pushing 40. And and yeah, success is so elusive in MMA because there's not one thing you can point to with Pettis where like, oh, he did that, or he stopped working with this person, or he started working with this team, or like he just stopped winning as much against competition that he could have on any given day on paper Pettis could have won
Yeah,
those 10 fights that he lost.
yeah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
like he has some super impressive wins, and he has losses that you're like, man, he totally probably should have beat that guy if he was all together. But like, look at just like he's fighting at welterweight right now, where okay, he has a finish over Michael Chiesa, who I think is number 7 in that division right now. He also has a finish over the current number 3 lightweight in Oliveira. He had that awesome fight with Tony where he dropped him. He's fought Max before, fought Dustin. You know, like he's fought all these guys. Like again, the knockout over Wonder Boy. Um, yeah, dude, Pettis is a beast, man. Like that Nate Diaz fight was weird. I expected him to win that one, but he just kind of listless in that one. The Diego Ferreira one's a big one because he got finished in that one. But like he's got like slick ground game too, man. He's got submissions over like um what's his name? Uh Gilbert Melendez
Mm-hmm.
and yes and stuff. It's wild.
Yeah, I always think it's so cool to watch guys that have been in the game for a long time. And I feel like for strikers like Pettis, when I was watching him put it on Morono with the wrestling, I was just like, oh, okay. He's veteran status. He knows. He knows that right now it's time to wrestle.
Yeah.
And because he's been fighting for a decade plus, yeah, he knows a little bit about wrestling. He's not gonna he's not gonna do that for 15 minutes, but he knows when to do it. Yeah, man, and I think the mental part of the game is there's really no way to know, but it's just the feeling you get when you scroll some of these losses. The mental, I think, is really what it is. You brought up the Diego Fajeda or the Ferreira. Is that how Fajeda?
I don't even know. That guy, real quick on a little tangent, that guy to me is so much like Ponzinibbio in that he ran onto the scene and got one big win that jumped him up into the rankings of the division, and then he disappeared and I don't think he's fought since that fight against
No,
Pettis,
no. We'll come back to Mr. Pettis, but actually now that you're bringing that up, I'm curious. Yeah, and he's not young either. Oh, that's what I thought. He's booked. He's booked against Beneil Dariush.
They really wanted him to fight Drew Dober, huh? That's not working out. The
Yeah,
only thing I
yeah.
remember from him is him getting knocked out by Dustin Poirier. I didn't pay attention to any of these other fights. The Rustum, Kyle Nelson, Jared Gordon, I was tuned out to all this. Okay, when I paid attention to him was when he lost to Beneil Dariush and then lost to Dustin Poirier real bad. And I quit giving a shit about him.
So we're getting a rematch at UFC Fight Night. Overeem Volkov.
Okay.
Hey man, if you make it through 2 unheralded Russians,
he did get 2 Russians
in a row.
Back.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Ooh, Khabilov and Tysimov. Those are solid. And then Pettis. The Pettis win, or the Diego Fajeda, I'll just say it both ways and fix it in post. That loss in particular for Pettis, just a mental one, man. Guys seem to be able to break him mentally in fights, especially the high pressure ones. And you mentioned it earlier, Alex Morono, he shot for that. That's what he was shooting for. It's just, man, old guys can fight, turns out.